It's a bit of a weird week in Hong Kong. We're at Happy Valley on Thursday night this week after racing at Sha Tin on Monday, and the city circuit has 9 races coming up. Start times are all normal, 6:45 the first. It is just a day later. Here on Racing to Win to preview the meeting, we're joined by Paul Alley and Tom Wood. And Tom, what are some of the highlights?
I think we can look forward to the Class 2 race early in the night mark. Only a small field going around, but it's got the track record holder Stoltz lining up against horses like Carroll Street and Eason, who have been in good form. Eason tries course and distance for the first time, and later on in the night, Joyful Hunter, he ran the quickest 400 of the meeting when he won on debut. He
was absolutely super. He lines up as horse number 1 in a later race. Paul, are there jackpots?
Yeah, there are. There's 1 million going into the triple trio, so that's small jackpot. Well, not that small, is it? Decent jackpot going into there. You wouldn't mind winning it. No first starters throughout the whole meeting, so we've seen all these horses before, and no medical elite.
No, he was a standby star, but he was scratched, so I'm sure we'll see him before the end of the season as long as everything is A-OK with him. But the meeting details for Wednesday night will follow. The record update with Zach Purton. Tom, there he is, 166, targets 171, and he's got plenty of time to do it in.
He does. So we've got this meeting plus, of course, Sunday at Sha Tin. We'll have 11 races there, and then the next week after that with the 2 meetings to wrap up the season. So he had a treble on Wednesday night. He's got the long-standing maiden in the first, Stoltz in the second. Theta Hedge has been close up his last couple. Management Folks, a last start winner. Sergeant Pepper's drawn awkwardly, but ran well last time out, Paul. And further down, E-Brother with Reward Smile, who's been there or thereabouts.
Yeah, he's been very good, and he's drawn nicely, Reward Smile, so he'll probably start favourite, reasonably short in the last as well.
Zach's only 3 wins off 1,600 in Hong Kong as well, so it'll come up first, and then the record will come up after that with Zach Purton at 166, the target 171. Now those meeting details for Wednesday night, they look this way with 9 races. 6:45 is the first. It's meeting number 85 of the season, and the rail is in the A course position. The 2 races we're going to focus on here on the show. Race 2, the Class 2 over the 1,000, not big on number but big on quality, and race number 9, the Class 3 over the 1,200 metres. Race number 2 lines up this way. Kirpiney's coming out of the Premier Cup last time at Group 3, back to his favourite track, and the blinkers go back on. Stoltz, a last start winner, but carries £2 less for it. It was an extended rating Class 2. Pinghai Galaxy pulled up lame last time. WizKid, 4-time course and distance winner. Carroll Street's won 5 times over the 1,000 at Sha Tin, and Eason gets a good draw for his first try over the shorter course at Happy Valley. Small field here, Tom. There's a few that do like to show pace in the race, including WizKid and Kirpiney, both of them with a lot of early toe. Yeah, the pace will be good, but it won't be breakneck, I don't think, as we can often see with these 1,000-metre races at Happy Valley or Sha Tin for that matter. But he'll go forward. Didn't really like his barrier trial coming into with us, though, but he's got Hugh Bowman on board, so that's certainly a plus. Stoltz can track them. Paul, barrier 4. Kirpiney probably likely to settle one off. And Pinghai Galaxy led up in a recent barrier trial, but he was really disappointing last time out.
Yeah, he was. Look, he lost a lot of weight. He's put half of it back on, so I think that's a good thing for him. Then towards the back there, I think Carroll Street is going to be at the rear, but I'd be surprised if WizKid doesn't lead.
That is the boys' thoughts on the speed map for this Class 2 1,000-metre race. More on Carroll Street now. Tom ventured out to Sha Tin earlier today to speak to his trainer, Douglas White.
Douglas, Carroll Street returning to Happy Valley. How did you rate his run down the straight at Sha Tin last start?
Yeah, I thought he ran with a lot of purpose. He probably got a touch further back. He was following the right horse, but didn't quite take him into the race at the right time, and I thought he hit the line strongly.
How's his season been? Because he didn't start till sort of earlier this year. Has there been a few sort of issues with him sort of in the early part of the season?
Not necessarily. He had a good break. He did a really good job last season, and he climbed up significantly in the handicaps. There's few and far races between for him, unfortunately. He's pretty limited. He seems to do his best over the 1,000. He has run well at the Valley before, but his pet distance is the straight 1,000.
You mentioned the races are few and far between. Is that why you've got to go to Happy Valley, because that's where the latest opportunity presents itself?
Absolutely. Obviously, there's no races at Sha Tin, and he's in no man's land as far as the rating goes, so he is a bit vulnerable and a very difficult horse to place. But fortunately, this 1,000 does come up at the Valley, and look, it's a small enough field, very competitive field, but the horse is healthy.
What about your season as a trainer? 36 winners, in fact 37 with, of course, Monday night Sharton Flaming Rabbit. You've been around the world to Dubai with Russian Emperor, you've won in Qatar. No doubt one of the most satisfying seasons you've ever had.
Yeah, it's been very satisfying. Been very frustrating to say the least. A lot of second places and placings, but I suppose if your horses are running consistently and running well, that's all you can ask. But yeah, if a couple of those seconds had gone my way, it would have been the perfect season.
Quickly on Flaming Rabbit from Monday night, what sort of opportunities are going to present, do you think, for this horse further down the track?
Well, he's done his job now. He's won the owners their bonus, and I think in a short space of time, he's really produced what I think is a top effort. He's given a good account of himself every time he stepped out. He's got tremendous gate speed, and he's got a really good idling, galloping speed as well. I think next season, with a break now, he could bounce back and be one of my bigger, better horses for the season.
Douglas White with Tom there on Flaming Rabbit, who was so good on Monday night. Russian Emperor, and of course, he's charged in this race, Carroll Street, Paul, who we saw in the interview racing three others that's lining up in this race. Stoltz drops £2, but they're all dropping in weight from that last race.
They are, but look, they're strong sprinters, these horses, so they can generally carry weight down the straight. It's only 1,000 metres for them as well. Stoltz is the track record holder, so he's the fastest of the four we've seen so far.
He's done a good job since arriving here. Stoltz, he's obviously had his few little issues, but he's won 4 of his 12 starts. I know Carroll Street hasn't done a lot at Happy Valley, but with the weight that he's got here, he's got £7 less than last time out. Surely he can front up this time.
Well, this is what he's done in track work, Tom. This was his final gallop.
Yeah, looked good enough for here. Not too much pressure put on him by Lyle. He's drawn well. He should get a perfect run through in behind them. He's likely to settle back, but he's a horse, Paul, that we've seen with a good turn of foot in the past.
Yeah, we have, but that's been down that straight 1,000, isn't it? Look, I'm sceptical at Happy Valley with him. That is, I'm just a little bit worried. Forward zip sort of tells the story.
Oh, it's a yes and a no so far for Carroll Street from the boys. We're going to some trial form now, Paul, with Stoltz. One of the apprentices riding him this morning. There he is in those pink cheek pieces. We know he loves it around Happy Valley in the 1,000 metres.
Yeah, and it was a strong win from him down the straight 1,000 last time. He comes back to his favourite course and distance. He's the track record holder. I thought this trial was very good. He just did what he had to do. So, look, I think he's going to be tough to beat.
The Francis Loy horses have all been in good form at Happy Valley this season. He's actually won behind Casper Fownes in the unofficial Happy Valley Trainers title, which no doubt he'll be trying to take off Casper, and Casper won't be wanting to lose it.
Not at all. He's not the king of the valley for nothing, and this is Stoltz's record so far, Tom.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, 4 wins from his 12 starts, a handful of second placings as well. He's only a 5-year-old. Seems like he's been around a lot longer, Paul, but he's only had limited starts here.
He has, hasn't he? Had that little setback, and the horse just goes so well at Happy Valley. It really suits him.
Pinghai Galaxy, Paul, his run last time was too bad to be true. There had to be something not right, and there was. He pulled up lame after the race. He's been back to the trials. He's had 2 of them. One he ran second behind Lorries, and this one he leads all of the way to score on the all-weather.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good trial. Now, he lost 54 pounds before that last run, and then he pulled up lame afterwards. So there was something wrong with him. They've given him a bit of time. He's put 27 of those 54 back on. So I think that's a real positive for this horse.
And he's certainly a horse that can pop up at Happy Valley from time to time. Of course, when he has won at Happy Valley, he's gone off at some big prices. Of course, when he won one of his earlier races there, he was off at around about 40 odd to 1. So he's a horse that has popped up bigger price. Even, in fact, one night he was 159 to 1.
Yeah, he was too, and he's trialled extensively throughout the season. John likes to keep the legs ticking over. Now, this is this trial at Chungfa. We're going to focus on WizKid. Tom, there he is down on the rail there. Kerpenny was in the trial too. He's raced since. We'll see his last start shortly. If you like WizKid, it's probably best not to watch this.
Yeah, the trial wasn't flash at all from WizKid. He's won off a rating of 87. He's on 94 at the moment. The trial was ordinary. Kerpenny, of course, was able to win this. And I think, Paul, with Kerpenny, they've got to take these sort of opportunities with him, because he's a bit like maybe Carroll Street. Opportunities for him are few and far between.
Yeah, and this is his go, the 1,000 metres. Look, he was under pressure, WizKid, there. That really concerns me. But it was a good trial from Kerpenny. He's come out and run over 1,400 metres. That doesn't suit him. It was the wrong trip, wasn't it? Back to 1,000 looks ideal for him now.
And there's WizKid at the back being a hard-ridden as we switch cameras from a bit misty over on the far side, but he's pushed right out there, WizKid, but he is proven over the 1,000 metres at Happy Valley, so The Connections and Tony Cruz will be hoping it was just an off morning for WizKid that day at Chung Fa. Our final replay, though, is going to be at Sha Tin. Here it is, Paul. This is the 1400 metre race, the Group 3 Premier Cup. We've got Redline Beauty Eternal sweeping around the outside. He is going to enjoy coming back to Happy Valley and the 1,000 metres, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He is. There's no question about that. 1400 was a step too far. But now he's had this run under his belt, he'll strip a bit fitter as well. Look, I've included him on a minor line. I think there's some better horses, better chances in him.
Yeah, agree. Blinkers going back on. He's definitely not a Sha Tin horse, with the exception of the All Weather, because that's where his last win came off, rated 102 back in January of 2022. So over a year ago on the All Weather, over 1,200 metres. But he's got the big weight here. It is only 130 pounds this time round, but giving weight away to some nice horses.
The times of those that have won at Happy Valley over the 1,000, Tom Stoltz leads the way, only marginally in front of WizKid.
Yeah, course record holder there, Stoltz. You've got WizKid there, who's certainly shown plenty of pace, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, Paul, even though that trial was quite concerning.
Yeah, I mean, you can, because we do know he likes it at Happy Valley. I've sort of gone the other way. I'm going to give Pinghai Galaxy a chance, because I thought Pinghai Galaxy definitely had issues last start.
I'll come to you first for the final replay, Tom, because you've always had time for this horse. This is Eason. There he is in those pink colours. Good draw, so he's going to get a perfect trip on the rail in the small field. Will 1,000 be too short, though?
It might very well be, but maybe with just how the race is going to be run, he's not going to be too far off them here, one would think, in the small field. So I think that certainly can play into his hands. Here he's been holding his form well. He's won 2 of his last 4, and he's been beaten by Nordic Dragon. He won over How Deep Is Your Love. We saw a great run from him on Monday night, Paul. So I think he's still got claims in this.
I do too. I agree with you there. Look, he's got 120 pounds as well, so I'm going to include him.
All right, he's in the mix. Who's in around him?
I'm going to put Stoltz on top. Stoltz to beat Pinghai Galaxy for me. I think Pinghai Galaxy is the big improver in the race. Come up a decent price as well. And then Eason and Kerpenny just ahead of WizKid just because of that trial. 2, 3, 6, 1.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Carroll Street here. If he's ever going to do something at Happy Valley, surely it's on Thursday night in a small field with a lightweight of 120 pounds here off a really sound effort, I thought, behind Stoltz last time out. He's the Quinella horse, Stoltz. Eason definitely goes in, and as concerning as the trial was for WizKid, he's a 4-time course and distance winner, and he'll be up at the pointy end here. So 5, 2, 6 and 4.
And that is all of the information for race number 2. It's a speedy race and a good race, the second on Thursday night. Off to a break here on Racing to Win. We're going to come back on the other side of this, give you a chance to win and preview race number 9. July 7 voting closes. You can get involved now to vote for your favourite Hong Kong horse and jockey. But we need to move on here on Racing to Win, because race number 9 has to be previewed. It's a Class 3 over the 1,200 metres, and it looks this way. Lucky 8 wears blinkers for the first time. Majestic Knight has his first start since the 22nd of March. Wings of War's coming back from the 1,400 to the 1,200. Encaster Plate last time. Reward Smile a better draw. Smart Ideas a 4-time course and distance winner. Victory Scholars gets a £5 claim for Alfie Chan. Good man Ben Bang has had a right hind suspensory injury, so he returns for the first time since March. No trials, and Prime Mortar is a two-time course and distance winner coming up in grade for the first time. but has been in pretty good form in Class 4. Now the speed here, Tom. Good field this, and it is a capacity field of 12.
Yeah, a bit of pace in the race as well, with the Majestic Knight likely to go forward from a good draw of barrier number 3. Lucky 8 shouldn't be far away, and it looks like it might be tough for Victory Scholars. They have pressed on with it in the past, but that was from barrier number 5 going back a couple of runs ago when he was able to lead. Prime Mortar on that line as well, and Active Faith Paul, another one that is drawn awkwardly and normally does like to go forward.
Yeah, if he does though, I don't know where he's going to end up with all his pace in the race, because we know Majestic Light leads, we know Lucky 8 can go forward, we know Reward Smile should get a nice run. So with Victory Scholars, Prime Mortar, Active Faith, they might be just all fighting for those positions.
That is the speed map. An interview to kick us off though for the Race 9 preview. It's around the toppy. Lucky 8's the trainer. No, Lucky 8's the horse. Ricky Hughes the trainer. The interviewer is Tom Wood.
Ricky, you Lucky 8, he's been a consistent horse for your stable this season. How do you feel he's gone?
Yeah, he's been very consistent throughout the season, and I think he will still run well, you know, according to his track work.
Has he been a little bit frustrating not to get another win on the board, because he's never been too far away, has he?
Yes, I think because of had a bad draw, or the tempo of the race did not suit him, and so that's why we try different jockey on him this time to see try another luck.
How's he come on since his last run? Because it was about 37 days ago, I think.
Yes, he's still doing well. He's, like I said, he's very consistent. He's a good doer, you know. Yeah.
How do you feel your season's gone? You've had 55 winners so far. Derby winner, Voyage Bubble. The season's been very good for you, hasn't it?
Yeah. I must say the most exciting win was the 4-0 series. I went over the Mar, and even the Derby. This is the most exciting one. But generally speaking, I would expect more winners than up to now.
We always want more winners. Quickly, you've always had a reputation of always buying really nice horses out of the sales in New Zealand and Australia. What's the sort of thing that you've always looked for, because you've been very successful for a long time at buying these types of horses?
Put it this way, I try to go with the flow. You know, they look for the up-and-coming sire, the fashionable sire, that they have the good statistics in either New Zealand or Australia. So and then the decent size plays the most important part too. Got to have a decent size horses in Hong Kong.
There he is, Ricky, go with the flow, you, and Lucky 8 as his runner in race number 9. He's also in this replay, Paul. He wins this race, but you're going to focus on California Sybil.
Yeah, look, I like California Sybil. I thought he might come up a bit of a price. He's one off 67, and he's gone up to this rating of 75 from barrier 5. Just with the speed in the race, I think he's going to be in the right position. And saying that, I don't mind Majestic Knight as well. He's a horse in barrier 3, and he should be right on the pace. I think he'll run well.
Even though he's got the big weight, I still want to keep Lucky 8 safe in this. That was him winning a few runs ago, and of course he was into Power Kept last time out. I think the blinkers could really help this time around too.
We haven't seen Majestic Knight for a while, Tom. His first start since March, so runs have been spaced, and this trial is behind Kerpenny.
He's placed first up. He's first up 106 days. He's up 21 pounds in body weight, and he was ridden along late in this barrier trial. And last time out, when he ran into Lucky 8, of course, we saw he was headed late there. So he's drawn well. He's going to get plenty of favours, Paul. He
definitely is. Yeah, I've included him, and look, he's been such a consistent horse since winning that race. He's been placed in his last 5 starts. So you know he's an honest horse that always tries hard.
Better draw this week too. He's had 9 and 11 at his last 2. He ran second from the same barrier. Barrier number 3 behind Here Comes Ted 3 runs ago. And that is Majestic Knight trialling up at Chung Fa and finishing second behind Kerpenny, who we saw before the break in the Class 2 replay. Victory Scholars 7th, but Reward Smile, Paul, lightly raced, done a really good job in strong fields, meets another good field this week, but draws very well.
Yeah, exactly. And look, he's going to run very well once again. He's another very consistent horse, just a 4 runs a day, drawn ideally in barrier 2. He'll sit just behind the pace, and he'll be tough to beat. There's no question. He's got Zach Purton aboard as well.
Wonderkit was an impressive winner there, and he chased. Did rain that night. The track was officially rated good, but there was plenty of cut in the track, so I just wondered if he just might have not enjoyed maybe so much cut in the track.
There's no rain forecast for tomorrow night, which is Thursday night at Happy Valley. That was a look at what he has done. Smart idea. He doesn't mind the 1200 around Happy Valley. Tom, and Armour Eagle, he ends up running 5th, and he wasn't too far off Dancing Code.
Yeah, smart idea. He was right on the cusp for me, a 4-time course and distance winner, kept coming, but I'm definitely including this horse, Armour Eagle, in off his last run out of barrier number 11 behind Dancing Code. He was a little bit unlucky last time. I really like the way he finished, Paul. He's got barrier 1, so that's a big plus, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. He's one off 70s at this rating of 73, so just slightly higher than what he has won off, but he definitely goes in for me as well.
All right, so he's in. We know California Sybil is in. Who else is in?
Yeah, going to put California Sybil. Hopefully we'll get a price. He's come up short at the moment, but there's not much in the pool at the moment, so he should drift. Reward Smile is second, Majestic Knight and Armour Eagle. 3, 6, 2 and 5.
Go with Lucky 8. He's got the big weight to shoulder, yes, but he's got the blinkers going on. He's been in consistent form. Reward Smile, one of the toughest runners to beat in the race. Armour Eagle with a good draw. And Brave Star, I wasn't sure about his recent barrier trial. I just wonder how well he's sort of going. He did win 3 starts ago, ran second, but was disappointing last start. So 1, 6, 5 and 8.
That's race number 9 previewed here on Racing to Win. So we've seen race 2, we've seen race 9, Paul. Who are some of the other winners, and is it an open meeting or you think it's not overly difficult?
Yeah, look, I think it's a reasonably open meeting. Beauty Nova, long-standing maiden with Zach Burton aboard, can win race number 1. Jack Wynn will get back. He runs on strongly. Super Hong Kong is knocking on the door for a win with those last couple of seconds. Bo Gosh all but won at his last start. I think he can win. Plentiful's been up in Chung Fa and he's looked good when he's been up there. And Joyful Hunter was impressive at his last start.
He sure was. Race 8, number 1 is Joyful Hunter. Of that list, who's your best?
Going to go Bo Gosh. I thought he should have won last time. He was so close and just got beaten on the bob. So race 5, number 7, I think he can win. And California Sybil in the last. Let's see what sort of price he comes up. He's 6.4 currently. We'll do the play in the Class 5 race, race 3 with Jack Wynn, Theta Hedge and Jazz Steed, QQP.
Possibly go wrong. Race 7, number 6 at Watch Buddy. Trialled really well at Happy Valley. He's trialled well recently at Sha Tin. So race 7, number 6, Watch Buddy. And Eagle Run down in grade. He was running on last time out down the straight. Race 3, number 7. He's got a tricky barrier draw to overcome. And Joyful Hunter, Savvy Chic, and also Time Storm for the play, race 8.
Management, folks, going back to 2,200 metres, looks absolutely perfect for him. He's won course and distance, won over a shorter trip last time. Zach Purton, David Hall. Lucky Archangel comes down in grade. That's the key for him. He doesn't go well when he goes up in class, but he does back down into Class 4. And the play race 4, Management, folks, and Super Hong Kong in a forecast 4 and 3. That has been Racing to Win for Happy Valley on Thursday, Tom. Normal transmission resumes from Sunday for the race meetings.
It does. We've got 11 races coming up Sunday at Sha Tin. A Griffin race, and we've also got Courier Wonder Master 8 rewarding together, all lining up. Paul.
Yeah, looks a really good program and be the last Griffin race of the season.
It will indeed. But we'll see you at Happy Valley on Thursday night for the first of 9 at 6:45.